Lesson 9 for May 25 to 31, Times of Loss, and it's read by Dr. Percy Harold. Monday, May 27, Loss of Trust. We are all sinful, dysfunctional people who at some time will prove ourselves to be untrustworthy to someone who trusted us. And who hasn't been the victim of someone else's betrayal of our trust? And as hard as such a loss of trust can be, it's always so much worse when we betray or are betrayed by a family member. Sometimes it may seem easier to cut our losses and run when we decide the relationship isn't worth the effort of rebuilding. Of course, it's not so easy when it's a family member, such as a spouse. You could even say that one of the purposes of marriage is to teach us the lesson of how to rebuild trust when it is broken. Question: when trust in a relationship has been compromised, how can both trust and the relationship be healed and saved? 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 6 and 7. Therefore humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. And 1 John chapter 4 and verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear involves torment. But he who fears has not been made perfect in love. And James 5, verse 16, confess your trespasses to one another, and pray for one another, that you may be healed. The effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much. Matthew 6, verses 14 and 15. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Rebuilding broken trust is a journey. You must take it one step at a time. The journey begins with a sincere acknowledgement of the hurt and confession of the truth, whatever the offence and whoever the offender. When adultery has been the cause of the breach, healing begins when the betrayer confesses. As part of the healing process, confession must accompany complete openness on the part of the betrayer. There can be nothing that remains hidden, or else when it is found out, and it will be found out, it will destroy the trust that was re-established. And the second time trust is breached, it becomes even harder to heal than the first breach was. Rebuilding trust takes time and patience. The more serious the offence, the more time it will take for it to be repaired. Accept the fact that sometimes it's going to feel as if you are moving 2 steps forward and 3 steps backward. One day it seems like there's hope for tomorrow, and the next day you feel like running away. Many have, however, been able to rebuild their broken relationship and developed a deeper, more intimate, more satisfying and happier marriage. So to finish today, what principles in healing a marriage can be used in the cases of other kinds of broken trust? At the same time, what might be a situation in which, though there is forgiveness, there is no more trust, nor should there be? You have been listening to a reading of the Adult Sabbath School Bible Study Guide by Dr. Percy Harold from Queensland, Australia. This service is brought to you by Hope Channel, the Sabbath School Department, and Christian Services for the Blind. Remember, God is always faithful.